In John the 13th chapter, Jesus is gathered with his disciples, and as he is sitting with them, there comes to a point when he takes up the basin and the towel and he washes his disciples' feet. Now, it's interesting to me that he clearly is demonstrating something that they needed to recognize. See, in that time period, it would have been a non-Jewish servant who would have washed the feet of those who came to the house of the host. But here it is that Jesus is the one who washes the disciples' feet. I find it fascinating that he gets down and he washes all their feet, even those of Judas. In that act, he is reminding us that to be a servant means that we care for one another in ways that aren't always fun, aren't always nice. I recently heard a conversation about somebody talking about a church that did foot washing, and it was something they really didn't like. And while it's difficult and it's not comfortable, it is something that reminds us that Jesus has called us to serve one another. And serving one another means that we do it with an attitude of humility and humbleness. And serving one another is not always easy. It's not always pretty. And I think we live in a world which wants everything to be nice and comfortable. But can I tell you that sometimes serving one another is not about being comfortable. It's about being like Jesus. It's about getting dirty to care for someone else. So I don't know about you, but the next time you feel led by God's Spirit to do something, don't question it because, well, it's not comfortable. Do it because it isn't comfortable. And when in that feeling of not being comfortable, you might be doing something that Jesus is desiring for you to learn from, and for that person who's receiving it to learn from. I recently heard something, and I think it's really true, that comfort and growth can't coexist. Friends, in that moment, it was not comfortable for the disciples to have Jesus wash their feet, but it was a growing moment for them. We need to see that there are times Jesus calls us to do something that's not always comfortable, but it's how we grow to be more like him. Think on those things and think about what it would mean if Jesus washed your feet as you care for someone else today.